Good morning, everyone. So today in today's class, we'll discuss on the number systems, hexadecimal numbers. So in the previous sessions, we have discussed on conversion of decimal to binary and octal and vice versa. In this, we'll see what is hexadecimal number, and then we'll try to convert from decimal to hexa and hexa to decimal, as well hexa to octal and hexa to binary. Okay, all these conversions we'll try to see in this uh, session. So the first objective is know what is a hexadecimal number. The second one is we can convert a hexadecimal to a binary number and binary to hexa. Then how to convert a decimal to hexa and hexadecimal to decimal. So this hexadecimal numbers are a weighted code. Okay, the base of hexadecimal number is 16, which we have already seen. So this hexadecimal number system has 16 digits. Okay, the weight is 16, so to the base we write it as 16, and in that we have total 16 digits, where it starts from 0 to 9. Okay, and after 9 we can't write 10, 11, okay, 1, 0, 1, 1, we can't write that. So instead of 10 we write A, B, C, D, E and F. So yeah, if I write this, I'll write 0 up to 9, then after 9 I have A, B and so on up to F. So total we have 0 to F. Okay, generally F, if we convert to decimal we get 15. So 0 to 15, total we have 16 symbols in this hexadecimal. Okay, so see, after reaching this 9 in hexadecimal system, we continue A, B, C, D, E and F. Okay, generally this hexadecimal we use it in microprocessor controllers. Okay, generally there we use hexadecimal numbers. I'll tell you why would we use these numbers, why not other numbers. Whenever you are trying to write a program in this hexadecimal numbers, I mean whenever you are trying to write a code on your for your processor, like take 8085 or 8086 or any controller like 8051 or 52, you generally write it in terms of hexadecimal. So whenever you are writing an hexadecimal number, if you are writing 24 hexadecimal, you will write H, that represents it is hexadecimal. Okay, when you are writing a decimal number, you can, in programming you can also write a decimal number or binary number, that doesn't matter what number you are writing. Okay, but when you are writing you need to represent whether that is octa or hexa or decimal or binary. Okay, you can also write a binary digit. Okay, whatever the binary digits, some example, you need to represent it. Okay, if you don't represent anything, it will take as a decimal number. So definitely in all the programs, in all the codes, if you observe the later in your processor or microcontroller, definitely you will mention H. So H means hexadecimal, you are representing that. And I said we can also use decimal numbers, binary numbers. Okay, we can also write this, but generally maximum we write only hexadecimal, because I'll tell you why. See, for example, take decimal numbers which we discussed already. 0, this, okay, starts with 0, ends at 9. Then coming to hexadecimal, when you take hexadecimal, starts with 0, ends at F. Okay, that means in between it ends at 9, after 9 starts with A and ends at F. Is that fine? So when you compare this both, generally you have this this is decimal, this is hexa, this side you have hexa and this side you have decimal. Okay, so if you have a calc in your hand, see, in calc whatever number when you add two numbers, you generally get an output as a decimal number, but inside that everything is calculated on that programming, whatever is there in that calc, that is in the form of hexa. So why do I use this is the main question. See here, the minimum value in this decimal is 0 and the maximum is 9. Okay, and in hexa the minimum is 0 and the maximum value is f. So if you write the same digits in 4 bits, if you write the same digits in 4 bits, that means if you in hexa, that means if you can write 0 0 0. Okay, so this is taking, if you convert this into binary, so that will take 1 byte equal to 8 bits. Okay, so you generally write it in that way. So when you write it in this way, next when you write the maximum value, so it starts with the minimum, this 0, and ends at a maximum value. That means it is ending somewhere around 9999. Okay, this is the maximum value what you are ending at. Now coming to this hexa, when this hexa, same 4 bits if you write in terms of 4 bits, see when you write 0 0 and 0, the minimum value is 0 0 0, but the maximum value is f. Okay, so you will write in 4 bits the maximum term, that is FFF. So what can you see the difference here is, this gives us more advantage. That means this is taking the same size and this is also taking the same size. Okay, 4 bit size and 4 bits. Okay, they are taking 4 bits. Generally if you convert it into binary, this will take 8 bits, 8 bits, 8 bits and 8 bits. Is that fine? So 1 byte I can say. So yeah, whenever you try to write this, what I am trying to say is, this is the value, that means 9999, but when you convert this FFFF into decimal value, you will get around 64k. Okay, I mean 65k. That where you just convert it, you will get around 65k. So that means in the same size, okay, same amount of size, same amount of memory size, you are writing this value and this value, but this is giving more information. That means you can store more amount of information. Is that fine? So around 65k, this is around 65k and this is around 9000. Okay, 9000. Okay, consider 10. Is that fine? So there is a vast difference between this both. So when there is a large difference between this both, that means I am trying to say is, if you write it in the form of decimal, you'll end up with the same size but less amount of information you can store or write or read, okay, on your chip. Coming to this hexadecimal, what you can do is, by taking the same memory size, okay, same size, here there is no difference. Okay, to store this 9 also it will take 8 bits, because whatever the user is giving in, it is stored in a machine language, right? That is nothing but zeros and ones. So this is stored in 8 bits. Okay, 1 byte. This f is also stored in the same way. Okay, so when I am trying to do that, same location, same size, same memory it is considering, but this hexa is giving me more amount of information. Okay, from 0 to 65k, around 65k, whereas this decimal is giving me from 0 to take around 10k. Okay, so see there is a large difference, 65 and 10. Okay, almost 55k more information I can store, I can read and write on my chip. Is that fine? So that is the reason while writing my programs I need this. I mean, to represent the addresses or some data, it depends on your ALU, 8 bit or 16 bit or 32 bit and so on. Okay, so for that, in general, if I want to say decimal and hexa, why we prefer hexa for programming is, the same size is taken for both, but this gives us more information. Okay, we can add more information onto chip, whereas this gives less. Okay, is that fine? That is the main difference. We use this hexa in processors and controllers. Yes, now we will see hexadecimal to binary conversion. So we have already seen what is hexadecimal and binary. So I'll just read this. See, to convert a hexadecimal number to a binary number, convert each hexadecimal digit to its 4-bit equivalent binary. See, in this way, this is 0. Yeah, so this is for 0. You'll in 4-bit equivalent, if you write, you can write 0 0 0 0. For 1, 0 0 0 1. Okay, and 2 you can write 0 0 1 0. We have already seen this. So what is he doing is, this is hexa, this is binary. Okay, this is not decimal, this is hexa, because after 7 you will start writing 8 9, then you will start A B C D E and F. Okay, so which is see 8 9, so 9 you got 1 0 0 1, whereas A means 10, right? A means 10, right? So generally here you have 2 1. 10 means 8 plus 2. So here you have to write 1 at the position of 8 and 2. Remaining 2 will be 0. Same way B. B means 11. So 11 means 8 plus 2 and 3. So place of here 1, here and here. So same way 12, 13, 14 and 15. 15 means add all together. 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. You will get all ones. Okay. Is that fine? So this is represented in binary format. I am representing it as this in 4 bits equivalent way. Okay, if I wanted to write in more, I can add just zeros to my left side. That doesn't matter, that doesn't make any sense. In unnecessarily I am just adding a space for that. Okay, because if I add more zeros, it will take more amount of memory, right? So to represent hexa, this 4 bits are enough to represent in binary. So now whenever they ask you to convert from hexa to binary, you can directly write, see, whenever they ask you some hexa number like 2 3 and convert to binary, so take 2 and 3 and just write its binary notations, whatever you have written here. For 2 you write 0 0 1 0 and 3 you can write 0 0 1 1. Is that fine? So this is a simple conversion. See, hexa to binary conversion. For example, 9AF.3 hexadecimal is converted to binary as follows. See, this is hexadecimal number and 4-bit binary equivalent. For 3, you know this is the value. 3 means you just write this 1 2 4 8. 3 means if you add this both you will get 3. So 1 and 1, remaining 2 zeros. Next, after that you have F. Okay, this is actually, this is for 3, this is for F. Okay, and here you have a point. So F means 4 ones, we have already seen. Add all together, you will get 1 1 1 1, you will get 15. So that is equivalent, binary equivalent for this hexa value F. Next, A means 1 0 1 0. Okay, A means 10, right? So 8 9 10. Next, yeah, next 9 means 8 plus this 1 9. Okay, so 1 and 1, in between you have zeros. So now this is the total hexadecimal value 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 4 1 .0011 to the base 2. Okay, you are converting this hexa to the base 16 to the base 2, that means to binary. Is that fine? Just write its equivalent number and combinedly you write it the number together. In that way you convert this hexadecimal to binary. Next, now binary to hexadecimal. So same way, before in octal we have, whenever the same conversion in octal whatever we discussed was binary to octal, means what we tried to do, the binary number, whatever the number of ones whatever they have given. For example, take this itself, they didn't give this, they gave this as your this as your question. When they give this as your question, what you need to do is, for octa you you have grouped 3 bits, 3 binary bits together, but in hexa you need to group 4 bits, okay, 4 bits you need to group together, and you need to write its equivalent hexa value to that. Once you write, then you will convert a binary to hexa. See, a given binary number can be converted into hexadecimal number by grouping the given binary number into 4 bits. So, just make a group of 4 bits. Add zeros on the left side wherever necessary. So, even in octal, we made 3 binary bits grouped together. If zeros were not sufficient at the integer part, we added zeros to the left side, okay. And if the bits were not sufficient to my right side after the point, okay, my fractional value. So if they were not sufficient, I added bits, that means I added zeros to those bits to the right side. Okay, when it is integer, then to the left side I add zeros. If it the point value, then I add to the right side. Okay, so same thing. See, replace each group by its equivalent hexadecimal. The grouping should be considered from LSB towards MSB always. Even in octa we did the same, okay. So when you take integer part, definitely LSB is here, MSB is here. So from least significant bits you need to make groups. Is that fine? And when you write after point, from here you need to make the grouping. See, now this is one of the example. For example, the binary number is this much. So now you just need to convert this binary number to hexa. So how to convert? First let me write here this binary number 1011001001. So this was given in your question. First mark your LSB, this is your LSB and this is your MSB. So we need to come from LSB. Make this as 4 groups. Okay, 4 bits in one group. Next, this 4 bits in one group. Next, only 2 bits are remaining. Now only 2 bits are remaining, but I wanted to make a group of 4 bits. So that means I need to add 2 more bits, because 2 more bits were less here to make as a 4 bit group. So I added 2 more zeros and I made this as a group. Now when I did this, now I just need to write its equivalent value. So this is at a position of 8 and this is at a position of 1. So 8 plus 1, 9. So this is the equivalent value of this hexadecimal is 9. And for this is at the position of 8 and 4. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 means in alphabets, what do you write? A means 10, okay, B means 11, C means 12. So this is C. Next, here this is at a position of 2, that means this will be 2. So the answer for this value, let me erase this. So this was the binary term to the base 2 was given. For this, the hexa equivalent value is equal to 2C9 to the base 16. This is your answer. If you solve this, you will get that, okay. So we will check whether it is correct. Yeah, see, the group of 4 bits are done. So last 2 bits, zeros were not sufficient. So by adding 0 on the left side, 2 zeros were added. Then the value of 1001 was 9. Then the value of 1100 was C. Then that was 2. Okay. So the binary number equivalent value in the hexa is 2C9 to the base 16. Okay, that is what we have done. So this was binary to hexa conversion. So see, this is for fractional term now. A given fractional binary number can be converted into hexadecimal number by grouping the given binary numbers into 4 bits. This is also same exactly, but here I need to add zeros to my right side instead of left, because after fraction adding zeros to the right side makes no sense. So see, for example, the binary number is 0.10110010001. Okay, for that the groups should be considered from LSB towards MSB in 4 bits for integer part. But coming to this, see here by adding zeros on right side. I added zeros here because in this I have made this as 4 group, and for this 2 zeros were not sufficient. I mean 4 bits were not making it. If I don't take 4 bits, okay, if I take 2 bits and I can't write, if I take 3 bits and if I write, I'll get a octal number, not a hexa number. If I want to write an hexa number, I should definitely have a 4 bits. So I am taking the 4 groups. I shouldn't take 3 or less than 4 or greater than 4. Okay, so here 1 0 0 0 I added. So once I added that, for that equivalent value I have written, this is 4, this is 2 and this is B. Just try to see them, okay, from the tabular form, or else you try to recollect it, how we have done the equivalent table, how we have written. Now we will see decimal to hexa conversion. So whenever you see this, you should immediately get on your mind what to do. Decimal to hexa means, in previous conversions what we did, whenever we tried to convert any decimal number to any other binary or octa, what did we do? We repeatedly divided if it is integer part, and if it is a fractional part, we repeatedly multiplied. Okay, whenever we repeatedly divided, we got a remainder and we wrote that remainder as an answer in a reverse order. And don't forget, we should divide it with the concerned conversion at that particular, I mean for that particular question they asked. If it is binary, divide it with 2. If it is octal, divide it with 8. If it is hexa, divide it with 16. Okay, and write in a reverse order the remainders. Coming to a fractional part, if it is binary, multiply with 2. If it is octa, multiply with 8. If it is hexa, multiply it with 16, and you will get a carry over here. Whatever you, after multiplying the number, whatever you get, the integer part will become your carry, and the fractional part you will take it and multiply it again. You keep multiplying that repeatedly. So I suggest, if you multiply for 2 to 3, I mean 4 to 5 times, that is enough. But in your multiple choice questions, in case the answer is not matching, so you keep on, I mean multiplying that repeatedly until you get that exact point value. Okay, so see this, I am trying to compare whatever we have done in the previous video. I am telling you because whenever you see a decimal to any conversion, you should remember this division and repeated multiplication, depending on this integer and fraction part. And coming to the so and so hexa to decimal, or octa to decimal, or anything to decimal. Decimal to something means repeated division and multiplication, and something to always decimal means you should take that weighted the positions. Okay, the weighted positions of those hexadecimal or octa or binary, 2 power 0 if it is binary, 2 power 0, 2 power 1 and all. In that way you need to take them and add those products. Is that fine? So yeah, this is divide the decimal number successively by 16 until the quotient becomes 0. Write down the remainders after each division. Next, the remainders in the reverse order from the hexadecimal number. Example, see they have given this convert a decimal number 873 into hexadecimal. So take 873, keep dividing it with 16. So first they have divided with 16, which was divisible with 54, that where remainder you got was 7. Next again 3s and remainder you got was 6. Next, so 3 is less than 16, so the quotient is 0 and the remainder was 3. So in reverse order, if you write, what is the hexadecimal equivalent value for this 873? That is 368. So 367 to the base 10. Okay, he didn't write the answer here, so you need to definitely write 367 to the base 10. Okay, this is your answer. Next, see the decimal number 10 to the base 10. If they didn't mention 10, they will definitely mention a decimal number. So they didn't mention decimal, so the base they have written as 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 converted into hexa. So keep dividing. First 77s are, then 2 was the remainder, then 16 fours are, then D. See here, D means what is the remainder? D. A means 10, B means 11, C means 12, D means 13. So your remainder is 13. Okay, but you are writing it in hexa, so you are writing the remainder as D, because you should convert it into hexa, right? You should convert it into hexa. So the remainders whatever writing should be in hexa itself, because this will be your answer. In hexa you don't have a value called 13. Instead of 13 you should replace it with D. So from 10 to 15 whatever values, whatever remainders you get, you should always write in those in the terms of A to F. Okay, only then you will get a correct answer, else that won't be your correct answer. Next, yeah. After this the 4 is less than 16, so quotient is 0 and remainder is 4. So the answer is from down to up, if you write in reverse order, 4D2 will be your answer for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is one of the example we have done. Next, after this, let me erase this first. Yeah, next we have another, no, this we have just solved, right? See, the same example what they have done is, they didn't write D directly, they just mentioned 13 here, that they converted into D. I mean 13 is nothing but D, right? So even if you write here 13, here while mentioning you need to write it as D. Okay, don't forget that. It's better you write it here itself, D. Next, that was for integer part. Now we'll see for fractional part. Okay, so fractional part, repeated multiplication with 16 and write a carry. Okay, a carry which is in an integer position. So see, for example, the decimal number 0.5 is converted to hexadecimal. So see the procedure, 0.5 into 16. So once you converted that, see here what I am trying to say is, don't get confused why did we get 8 and all. See the question, this was 0.5 and we multiplied it with 16. When we multiplied, yeah, this was 0.5 into 16. When we multiplied that, we got 8.0. I said we should go on multiply. Okay, but see here you have nothing to multiply again, because whenever you write, see the carry here you got is the integer part, always you should write as a carry. The integer part is 8 and remaining is 0.0. So 0.0 into 16 if you multiply again, that means generally this is the carry you got. After that, generally after this point whatever number you got, that you need to take here as a 0 point. Here whatever you got, that you need to write here. So here you got a 0 into 16 if you multiply, I mean that makes no sense, because 0 into something is always 0. Again the carry will be 0 again with 0 16. So nothing but once you got 0 you can just end it there, no need of doing it repeatedly, because you already got a 0 here. Okay, so you can stop there. That means this is the carry, and whenever you write it, you should write in the carries, you will take 0 point, after point you need to write the carries in the I mean in the straight order, that means from top to bottom. In case if you got 3-4 carries, then first carry you need to write here 0.8, then if you get other carry, that should be written here in this way. But in this we have got only this carry, only one carry, because after that you here the thing is you got 0. So 0 into, even if you multiply later with 16, you will always get 0. Is that fine? So now the answer for 0.5 decimal value is 0.8. Okay, so uh, sorry. Yes, here there are few questions. Okay, what is the base of hexadecimal number? So try to answer it yourself. So what is the base of hexadecimal number? Okay, next. Yes, answer is given here 16, octa 8, binary 2, hexa 16. Yeah. So we have discussed about hexadecimal number system. Okay, what is hexadecimal number system? How do we write it and all? Then we discussed hexadecimal. We converted from hexadecimal to decimal. So while converting this, we need positional weights. Have we done this? I guess we didn't do, right? Let me check. This was hexa to binary. Yes. So we didn't do that fractional part. So fractional part, so we have already done octal and decimal binary, so you might be having an idea how to do that, as it is easy. So still, if it's not there in the further slides, we'll still discuss. Okay, so till here we have done. This is fractional part. Yeah, with decimal, yeah, with decimal fractional part. Okay, but this was to convert from decimal fraction, to convert from decimal number to hexa, but we didn't see hexa to decimal. Okay, so yeah, this was done. So hexa to decimal means, in case if they give some hexa number, okay, some hexa number, say A, if they give some A, if you want to convert that, then you just need to write its positional weighted, okay, the hexadecimal positional weights. That means 16 to the power of 0 or 16 to the power of 1, in that way. So if you just want to convert A, this is hexa number, you wanted to convert this to decimal. If you already know A means 10, but let's see the procedure. See, 16 to the power of 0, in that position you have A, so multiply with this. A means you should, that is 10 into 16 to the power of 1 is 1, that is equal to 10, and you got 10. So instead of this one digit, we'll see another, we'll write yeah, 3, not 3, we'll write hexa means let me write 2, 1, A. Okay, we'll make it, yeah, we'll write 1 A 2, okay, in between. Yeah, so now let's see the positions of this. So this is hexadecimal number, that is it. You need to get some, and you need to convert it into decimal. So to convert that, what you need to do is, you need to take this LSB, okay, LSB, that is 2 into 16 to the power of 0 plus A means 10 into 16 to the power of 1, that means 16. Yeah, I'll write it here clearly. So 2 into 16 to the power of 0 plus a means 10 into 16 to the power of 1, okay, plus 1 into 16 to the power of 2, that itself, right? So now just calculate it by yourself, okay. If you want, just pause the video and calculate it and just see the result. Whatever hexadecimal values they give, you need to convert them in this way itself. So if you convert this 1A2 into hexadecimal, see here what do we get is 16 to the power of 0, okay. So 16 to the power of 0 means 1, so 2 into 1 you will get 2 plus 16 to the power of 1 means 16, so 10 into 16 you will get 160 plus 16 to the power of 2, okay, and here you have 1, so 1 into 16 to the power of 2, so 1, oh, sorry, yes, so yeah, so we were at yeah, so 16 power of 0, here we got 2, here we got 160, yeah, next 16 to the power of 2, that means 16 into 16, 16 into 16 we will get 256, so 1 into 256 you got as 256, so now add 256 plus 160 plus 2, so you will get 2 3 3 4 4 10 4 16 4 18, so 418 is your decimal number. So this is a procedure to convert if they give hexadecimal number, and if you want to convert to decimal, this is the procedure what you follow, okay. Next, yeah, after hexa to decimal, we have seen decimal to hexa, okay, that is repeated division by 16. Next, hexadecimal to binary and binary to hexadecimal, okay. So we can also convert hexa to octal and octal to hexa, but to convert that, what we need to do is from hexa first try to convert to binary, and when you convert from hexa to binary, that binary bits will be, I mean generally you write in terms of 4 bits each hexa number, right? So all those numbers together if you write, you will get a binary number. Now that binary number, now you make a group of 3 bits and convert it into octa, okay. That means to convert from hexa to octa, convert hexa to binary and binary to octa. Is that fine? If you want to convert from octal to hexa, then what you need to do, first convert octal number to binary. That means octal number, each number you represent in the form of 3 bits each. After that you will get a complete binary number. That binary number you again make it a group of 4 bits each, then that will become your hexa number. Is that right? So whenever you want to convert from hexa to octa, convert hexa to binary and binary to octa. Whenever you want to convert from octa to hexa, octa to binary and binary to hexa, that will be easy for you. See, these are the representations: decimal value, binary, octal and hexadecimal. They have given up to 23, okay. So a few numbers they have taken, they have given up to 23. So generally you will get confused whenever you see 17, you will think decimal as your 17 and 25 as your decimal number, okay, in decimal formats. But see that, read the question properly, octal number 25 they'll mention. If they don't mention octal number, they'll write a base to it. If they write a base, then if it is octa, they'll write 8. If it is hexa, they'll write 16. And for decimal, they'll write 10. If they don't write anything, generally by default you can consider it as a decimal. Yes, so there are few practice questions. You try to solve them on yourself. See, convert the following binary numbers to hexadecimal. Okay, first you'll convert them to from binary format to hexa format. Okay, and after that, that hexa value you should convert to decimal. So this binary, okay, first you convert this binary term to some hexa format. Okay, that means make 4 bits in each group and convert. After that, convert that to decimal. Okay, we have just seen how to convert from hexa to a decimal number. Okay, just take its weights and write it. So practice on this 3. Okay, so if you keep practicing, you'll remember easily. Now for now it will be very easy to learn this and to remember, but at exam once you get all together, I mean you will get confused between all the conversions, what to do and how to do. Okay, you'll just mistakenly you'll write, instead of converting one, you'll do in other, I mean instead of converting binary to hexa or hexa to octal something, you'll just mix up everything. So practice them, you'll remember. Next, second, convert the following numbers from decimal to hexa. Okay, first you will convert this decimal to hexa, repeated division with 16. After that, you will convert hexa to binary. That means write its positional bit with 4 bits. I mean the bits, number of bits, equivalent bits with 4. So same way try it for these 3 things. You have integer and fractional part. So by this we'll end our session here. Okay, so maximum we tried all the conversions. We have completed all the conversions. So you need to practice on all these conversions and practice the problems. How many you solve, you will be perfect in these areas. Okay, conversions. So thank you.